it's 2nd and long. Here comes the rush. Mitchell gets away. Takes the throw. Robert McCune bearing down on him as Mitchell dives towards the first down marker, but it'll come up just short on a run of 9. Now you're looking at 3rd and a yard and a half, maybe. And given the situation that Toronto has at quarterback, Hufnagel's going to take what has been this season the guaranteed 3.
Yep, putting some faith in his defense, make this a 2-score football game. As well as that, his short yardage quarterback is now his only healthy quarterback. And that may be a consideration as well for Hufnagel.
Snap. That was missed. The first miss of the year. The streak is over at 39. And the Calgary lead remains 7. Not a sure thing anymore. The streak is done. Back in Toronto on this Friday night, time for the coach's playbook with Paul Apolis.
Yeah, Dwayne talked about earlier that Chris Jones wasn't pleased that his guys got to communicate better. There's an example of zone coverage, them not communicating very well. And let's talk about zone coverage is when you space the field accordingly and then look at how the routes are distributed. Okay, what happens here is you have a guy going out, a guy going in, and a guy going vertical. As you look at this, you're going to see the two low players, okay? The inside player, he needs to stay inside more towards the referee. The outside player is already there to take the outside breaking route. He should have stayed inside. He pushes too far, opens up a huge lane for Kevin Glenn to make a throw, and that's too big a lane for Kevin Glenn, guys.
So after the single point and the missed field goal, it's an 8-point Calgary lead, but still a 1-score game. And Collaros and the offense take over the 35-yard line with just over 13 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
To describe a Rene Paredes miss as a rare break for the Toronto Argonauts. First miss of the season for the record holding kicker.
And now Collaros comes out firing. He's got Owens. And the ball comes out. Owens made the catch. Hefty's got the football. And Jonathan Hefty moving back the other way. Brought down to the 35-yard line. A flag comes down at the end of that. That might have been a horse collar tackle. Now the question, there are 2 flags down, and did Owens have possession before the football came out?
We'll take a peek back
here. Major foul, unnecessary roughness. Toronto, number 85, horse collar tackle. 15 yards to the end of the play. First down, Calgary.
So that's Childs with the horse collar tackle. So tack on that penalty, and the ball's at the 21.
On a strike here from Zach Collaros. There's possession. Body turn and a step. I don't think there's much of an argument for trying to turn that one over or calling for a review.
Scott Milanovic has the challenge flag out. He has already thrown it, so the Argos are going to challenge that Owens had possession. And meantime for Calgary, Kevin Glenn making his way to the locker room. And the quarterback carnage continues.
Toronto is challenging the ruling of a fumble on the play. We will review the play.
So the Argo challenge would be that Owens did not have possession.
There's first look. He has possession. He's turned. He's taken a step upfield.
It was Fred Bennett who got a hand in to knock it out.
Well, Fred Bennett, who had that famous strip on Noel Devine a few weeks back against Montreal.
In that.
We'll take a look at this at full speed now. See the timing of this play.
Your take is it's a catch and a fumble.
My take is it's a catch and a fumble. It's a fast play, no doubt about it. But to me, Owens secured it, changed directions with it, took a step, and then the ball was popped out.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. There's a fumble, first down.
So that the return, tack on the penalty, and Calgary has it first down to the Toronto 21. That would have been a 33-yard gain for Toronto. And remember, losing the football was a Chad Owens problem early last season.
Indeed, when he seemed to be passed here in 2013. That one's a tough call. That's a pretty good play by Fred Bennett to pop that one free.
So Bo Levi Mitchell at the controls for Calgary on first down. Throws underneath for Arthur. He got spun around. And as he dives ahead, Jamie Robinson appeared to get a piece of the face mask, but there's no flag down.
An interesting quick hitter there from the Calgary Stampeders. Jabari Arthur starts off looking like he's going to be involved in the blocking scheme and just slips out late. It certainly looked like Robinson caught part of the face mask with the left hand there to cause the spin. And Jabari Arthur's a big body at about 225 pounds. An arm tackle's not going to turn him like that.
2nd and 3. Williams, and he's got it down to 10 and should have a Calgary first down. Here again, Matthew Cianetti.
Guys, I was just standing behind Kevin Glenn as he was getting evaluated by the medical staff of Calgary. They were talking a little bit. He stood up, started walking to the locker room, and turned around and gave a thumbs up in the general direction where his parents are sitting behind the Calgary bench. The official word from the Stampeders at this point is that he is being evaluated. No specifics on what the injury actually is, guys.
Even when your son is 34, you're always a concerned parent.
That's right.
And by half the football, Williams got a first down, and the drive will continue. Calgary trying to end a 6-game losing streak against Toronto, a streak that includes last year's Grey Cup game. And here in Toronto, the last 2 years they've been defeated in the regular season on last-minute field goals by Noel Prefontaine. Play clock running down. And they just get the play off. Bo Levi Mitchell has room to run. Mitchell ahead. Touchdown. Bo Levi Mitchell legs into the end zone for an 11-yard touchdown.
This shit is slow.
And the Stampeders extend their lead.
Well, I've seen a lot of teams with called quarterback draws that didn't open up quite like this. The receivers just clear things out to either side. Bo Levi Mitchell sees it open up, and away he goes. Takes his drop, and he's looking to throw, but they're hard to ignore a gap like that.
Now Paredes with a point after, up and through. And it's a 15-point Calgary lead as Bo Levi Mitchell takes the Stampeders to the end zone. Into the end zone.
Once you start blocking, they don't add.
Well, one of the guys he's got an eye on is that middle linebacker, Robert McCune. McCune comes with kind of a late blitz. He's spying the quarterback a little bit. He vacates, and that's what creates that huge opening for Bo Levi Mitchell. Tough one to pass up.
Line drive kickoff taken by Owens at the 10. And Owens dragged down at the 30-yard line as Anthony Parker makes the special teams tackle, and the Argo offense will go to work.
It's going to be up to the likes of Chad Owens to make a big play for this Argonaut offense. Had that deep catch that turned into a fumble on the hit from Fred Bennett.
And Owens appears to be limping somewhat. He locked ankles with a teammate in practice on Wednesday and came up limping. On the limp again here.
Good work.
Claros throws to Childs.
What a whistle.
And Childs runs into a wall of Stampeders after a gain of 4.
Well, both short hooks out on that wide side of the field. Childs as well as Chad Owens. We'll see if they try to set up something with maybe some kind of hook and go or hitch and go out to that side.
That's killing his average, though. Childs came in with 14 catches on the year, 4 of them for touchdown. Second and 6. And the pass to Owens, and he'll be stopped short of the 40-yard line. And again, Charleston Hughes in to help make the stop, and Owens is at least a yard short of a first down, and the Argos will have to kick.
Well, Charleston Hughes has made his presence felt in this ball game. His hit took Ricky Ray out of the game.
Makes you wonder if there aren't 2 number 39s playing for Calgary. He's everywhere tonight. And so Taylor back at the 35-yard line. Clock running, under 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Low driving kick by Prefontaine, taken by Taylor at the 32. And Quinn Porter reached in to get an arm on him. A good special teams tackle limits the return to 8. A 39-yard punt. So both starting quarterbacks for now are out of the football game. Here's how it happened.
Yeah, started out as a Ricky Ray versus Kevin Glenn matchup. There's the aforementioned hit by Charleston Hughes on Ricky Ray that led to a right shoulder injury for the Argos starter. Kevin Glenn pulled down by Khalif Mitchell earlier in this quarter, forcing the Stampeders starting quarterback out of the ballgame.
There's a direct snap to Jonathan Williams. And after beating a couple of tackles, he was lucky to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Finally stopped by Ivan Brown on the tackle. And Kevin Glenn is making his way out of the Calgary locker room and back to the sideline. Good news for him, mom and dad, and his teammates. Glenn 13 of 19 tonight with a pair of touchdown throws. Second and long. Mitchell to Jabari Arthur. And the tackle's made by the newcomer Major Colbert, who limits the gain to 4 and forces Calgary to punt.
A big play out there in the flat by Major Colbert. Seen Jabari Arthur break a couple of tackles against smaller defenders already in this ball game. Arthur lined up as the number 3 receiver into the boundary. Just a quick out, quick hitter. It's the pass that the Argonauts want them to throw, trying to force them to throw those short ones, and then it's critical that they come up and make a play, as Colbert did, to force the punt.
Beaver booms another one. Owens inside the 20. And Trevor, or rather Eric Fraser, on the special teams tackle, limits the return to 3 after a 40-yard punt by Neighbor. Andre Dury and the Toronto Argonauts are down 15 and will have the football when Wendy's Friday Night Football returns after this. Cincinnati, Paul LaPolice of the TSN crew here on this Friday night as the Argonauts take over the ball at their own 21-yard line. 7.5 to go in the fourth quarter, down by 15. And back up Zach Caleros at the controls. Caleros fires and a pass caught by Barnes up to the 40-yard line. So Jason Barnes with a touchdown reception tonight has a gain of 19 yards and a Toronto first down.
Well, we've certainly seen some flashes from Zach Caleros, the young quarterback. Jason Barnes is going to come in motion using that waggle to get up to full speed, push the defender deep. You saw the hips of Brandon Smith turn outside. Barnes breaks inside for that completion.
From the shotgun on first down, Caleros is flushed. Little pump fake and throws to the sidelines, incomplete for Chad Owens.
And you see the continued pressure from this Calgary defense on Zach Caleros. Not necessarily the tack that they would take with Ricky Ray, where they might mix it up, try and keep more people in coverage and get physical with the receivers. with the young quarterback, you want to try and hurry up that decision-making process.
And the running game not a factor for Toronto. The Argos run the ball less and less effectively than any team in the league. And now you're down by 15, and look out, Andre During way offside. And that's been the other factor tonight, has been misfires,
Offside.
penalties.
Toronto, number 32. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
The Argos have just 40 yards rushing tonight, and most of that from their quarterbacks.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach Collaros has made a couple of solid plays on the run. But what it's led to, far more second and long situations than the Argos have been accustomed to coming into this ballgame.
So second and a bunch. And Collaros throws the hole. He's got a long way to go. Needs some blocks. And dragged down on a shoestring tackle by Cordero Law. He and Jonathan Hefney got a piece of him, and the gain is 12, but that will leave the Argos short of a first down.
Short of a first down, but they may have finally figured out a solution for Charleston Hughes. Calgary just sent a 3-man rush, which created an opportunity for a double team, and Curtis Steele did a nice job affecting Hughes, dropping the shoulder on him.
Now might the Argos have something up their sleeve here? Third and about 4. Yeah. Fontaine up and throwing. The pass is intercepted. Jerome Simpson picks it up. So I'm calling a short punt by Prefontaine, but the Stampeders have the football back.
Well, and give credit to the Calgary Stampeders, because as you're thinking, would they fake in this territory? The thing that the Calgary Stampeders have going in this territory is what you call your punt safe team, where you basically leave your defense on because it's a situation where you anticipate that there might be a fake, and everybody knows their responsibilities. Watch Juwan Simpson. He knows he's got a receiver. His eyes are back in that backfield. He's staying with his man, but he knows that there's a possibility of the fake, and he's aware that that throw could be coming, instead of having his back turned, running with his guy in to block for the punt return.
Now the Stabs to their 45-yard line. Mitchell remains at the control. And Jonathan Williams gets thrown back. Jonathan Williams from the Toronto side led the defense. Matthew Giannetti now with more on Kevin Glenn.
Guys, just very quickly, the Stampeders are shelving Glenn for the rest of the evening, saying it's for precautionary reasons. Again, no update on specifically what the injury is. You can see him on the sideline there. He's been talking to both Drew Tate and Bo Levi Mitchell, but apparently John Huffnagel will have the update after the game, guys.
Well, an indication of the kind of faith that they have in Bo Levi Mitchell, who proved himself pretty well against Winnipeg earlier this season.
Play fake on second down. Mitchell wanted to go deep and throws underneath instead. And the pass caught by Jonathan Williams, close to another Calgary first down. And not a thing wrong with that for the Stampeders.
No, you don't need a big gain. You just need to keep that offense on the field, keep the drive alive. Good decision by the young quarterback. Dave Dickinson has done such a tremendous job as the offensive coordinator for the Stampeders.
Speaking of potential future football people in Ottawa.
Well, no doubt a guy who will be interviewed for whatever head coaching vacancies come available this offseason.
Back to the ground on first down, and Jonathan Williams into Toronto territory and down to the 49-yard line. And this is the Calgary offense we've become accustomed to. Maybe not the people we're used to, but this style.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially, Gord, at this stage in a football game, you talk about it all the time with successful teams, the ability to close out games. It's been a trademark of the great start for the Saskatchewan Roughriders this season. We've seen Calgary do it at times. Now it becomes a bit of a test for the likes of Jonathan Williams, Matt Walter, an offensive line that's without Dimitri Zumpas this week.
Walter, and he's got a first down to the 41 as the chains will move again.